Hey everyone, welcome to the Pampered Chef Test Kitchen. We're excited today because it's finally summer, so
That's
we're here
right.
to talk about our 2 new summer products.
We are so excited about these new products. We know we've been looking on all of our Facebook posts on Director Success and every other social channel from you all. We know that you're so excited. So we wanted to just take some time and talk about these great new products with you. And we've got a great big time ahead of us.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Our goal is really to reinforce some maybe tips and tricks and insider tips on these products to set you guys all up for success. So you have the best summer ever, you and your customers.
That's right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the new products, some tips, why we launched them. We're going to do a little demo for you to bring them to life, answer questions.
Yep.
And then at the very end, we actually have a pretty fun, watch out there, pretty fun homework assignment.
Yes.
So stay tuned. It's not hard. It's actually really
This is a fun
and rewarding.
Fun, rewarding, fun, exciting assignment.
Awesome.
It's going to be great. So we have Dina here. We've got a couple of different consultants that are watching. We have Margie and Sharon. Thank you all so much for joining. Make sure if you have other friends on the Facebook page that you tag them. Let them know that we're here. We're live. We hope we have a lot of people joining us. So it'll be a lot of fun.
We want to say hi to U.S. and Canada today too.
That's right.
So thank you all for watching. Want to start talking about this snack bar maker?
All right.
Will you do me one favor though?
Yes, I will.
Will you go ahead and heat up the brown sugar and the honey?
Yes. How long?
About a minute.
Okay.
So that's a good tip. About a minute until it's bubbly. But we want to talk a little bit about sort of, again, why we launched these products. So the snack bar maker. How many of you have been to the snack bar aisle at your grocery store? It has exploded. It went from,
Oh man, it was
one stand to the whole entire
There were
aisle.
like 3 brands of granola bars, and now
Right.
it's just taken over my grocery store.
Right. Not just granola bars too, snack bars.
Yeah, fruit
diet
bars and
bars.
everything else.
Right.
Yes, because people are on the go
Yeah.
more and more. They're always looking for ways to get more protein, more energy, and so snack bars are a great way
They're
to
huge.
do that. Yeah.
Yes. But unfortunately, in the store-bought snack bars, you can find a lot of sugar, a lot of ingredients that you can't pronounce, and a lot of allergens. So here's a snack bar maker. This is a way to customize your snack bars, not just granola bars. Again, we have a variety for kids or families who have allergies. You can make sure you're making bars that fit your family and your
absolutely.
lifestyle.
All right, so this has got just a few more seconds.
Yes, so we are making here the no-bake granola bar because we've seen you all make the baked granola bar, and I want to talk just a little bit about the no-bake too because it's just as easy. Right here I just have my 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats that were toasted. I toasted them on our large 12-inch nonstick skillet, but you can also do it in the microwave, which is pretty fun. We did it earlier today in our micro cooker for about 3 to 4 minutes.
That's right. So
Stirring.
basically cook it for, I'd say like a minute and a half at first, and then stir it. Do any like 30-second increments, and you'll smell it start to toast.
Yeah.
You'll get really, really great flavor.
Very
it's awesome.
fragrant. So the reason why we toast these in the no-bake is because you're not baking the granola at all, so you need to toast them first so that they really bring out the flavors and release those oils in the oats. So Tim helped me.
And it's really important that the syrup is hot, right?
Yes. Hot and bubbly because that's what's going to help it stick together. I've seen a few comments of people, consultants, saying they had some trouble with their granola bars holding together.
Right.
Want to make sure it's really hot and bubbly. Are you sure that's hot and bubbly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's hot and it's bubbly.
Let's throw it
All right,
in
so
there.
we throw it in here.
Yep.
And it's basically the same way that if you were making, the reason that you want to heat it up first is because it's kind of like making candy, right? If you melt sugar, it goes from just being a liquid when you melt it to becoming really firm when it cools.
Yep.
And that's kind of the trick to making these stick together really well. So if you have a microwave and it doesn't really get hot and bubbly after a minute, just cook it for
Put it right
another
back in there.
30 seconds, another minute.
This is a tablespoon of melted butter. I have to admit that when I was creating these recipes, I tried so hard to not include any fat. Not that butter is bad for everybody, but I was trying, just playing around different versions, and you really do need that fat for the mouthfeel and sort of the tenderness of the snack bars.
Now, what if you didn't eat butter? What if you were like vegan and you didn't want to have...
Oh, sure, you could try coconut oil. That will
Okay.
help them set pretty well.
Nice. So
Yep.
coconut oil is a really good addition as well. Could you use like canola oil?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You just need some fat.
All right.
So my
What else we
most
got here?
fun part is the add-ins. It's about a cup of add-ins, whatever you want. I have a 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts and a 1/2 cup of cranberries. You can do whatever you want. point.
So we know that we have a lot of people watching, joining us live right now, and what I'd love to know is what kind of recipes you guys have come up with already. What add-ins do you love to put into your granola bars?
Yeah.
So
Here's
I
a
like
good tip.
yes,
Chocolate chips.
chocolate
Chips will melt unless you sort of let your toasted oats cool down.
Yes.
So many
absolutely.
times I think that they're cool down, and then my chocolate just starts melting everywhere, which isn't a bad thing, but
All right.
it's sort of
yeah.
nice to have
I mean,
your-
melted chocolate is not the worst thing in the world to happen, but yeah, if it's cool, it won't melt down and all be.
that'd
See,
be
all
kind
right.
of
So we have Debbie says that she's been loving the snack bar maker. So
Nice.
Debbie, I'm so excited that you're loving it. I'm telling you, there's just a lot of ways to be creative and to have fun with this,
Yeah.
and really make it your own, right?
Yeah, I think what's good to note is for both of these products, when we developed the recipes, the real focus on the recipes was to show the versatility of what you could do.
Yes.
So instead of doing 7 granola bars, we did
Right.
milk and cereal bars and chocolate bars.
Totally. I mean, this is not,
Snack
in,
bars.
you know, when we were, you know, developing this product, we knew we didn't want to just call it a granola bar maker.
Exactly.
Right? So we said, this is so much more than, just granola. It is it can do so many more things. We have great chocolate bars and everything else. So Jennifer says that she has tried coconut oil and
Oh,
says
yeah.
it totally works.
That's great.
So if you're not a fan of butter for some wild reason,
Sure.
no judgment from me.
No judgment.
But let's say you're vegan and not trying to eat butter, then you should totally use coconut oil. I like coconut oil too because it adds a little bit of fun flavor to it. Maybe some cashews, maybe some shaved coconut on top.
Ooh.
That ain't gonna be bad. There's dried mangoes.
Right.
Come on, now I'm getting excited.
And if you melt some chocolate chips with coconut oil and then drizzle it over, it's going to give you a nice set drizzle.
That is our go-to
I love
trick.
that. Yeah, that's
a little
great.
homemade magic shell with coconut oil and melted chocolate.
Yep.
That is not gonna be bad.
So see how this spatula just fits in so perfectly
Yes.
to press it down. So there you go. I'm not
All
going
right,
to do
so
all
yeah.
of them. I think you
So
kind
you're
of got the
pressing
idea.
it down, and
Yep.
how much do you have to press it down? So you want-
pretty
is it-
firmly.
Okay, so press it down
Get
pretty
in there.
firmly.
Yeah.
That kind of keeps it all holding together, right?
Exactly.
So that if you don't have it really packed in there, there's
Might
a lot
get
of
some air.
pockets,
Right.
and it can fall apart, right, and be a
Yep.
little bit more crumbly. So that's why the spatula is perfect and crucial
Yes,
for making
and
really good
Let
snack
me
bars.
show you. I actually have finished ones here.
All right, so to recap, if you're just joining us, we are going over our brand new summer products, and we are so excited about them. We've got the snack bar maker, we've got the breakfast sandwich maker. We're gonna go over each one of those, so you some great tips. Sandy already showed us how to make these granola bars, and we have some, you pulled these out of the freezer.
Yep, these set in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. And the best way to kind of get these out is just to press from the bottom.
Nice.
Because it's silicone, they
totally
release
flexible, right?
really, really nicely.
We've got some great ideas out there. We've got white chocolate and
Ooh.
and blueberries.
That's
that sounds
really nice.
awesome. So we also have dried fruit chips.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can get what is it? Trader Joe's
getting
has
notes over
all
here, yeah.
kinds of different dried fruit chips. They're freeze dried, so they don't have a lot of moisture. Some really great ideas. Those
Yeah.
are awesome.
I think a few other things to note. I have my lid over here.
Yeah, tell me more about the lid.
This lid is
While I
not
eat.
dishwasher safe, so make sure that you do not put this in the dishwasher. Hand wash only.
Okay.
The lid is freezer safe.
Right.
And not the tray is oven safe to 400.
Now you were telling me, I don't know if we already said this.
Yeah.
If you put some drizzle or anything on top, don't put the lid on
Yes.
right away.
Let
right?
your drizzle set when you're making homemade chocolate bars or the Greek frozen yogurt bars. Make sure your mixture is very set in the wells before you put the lid on because it's going to stick a little
Smush.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
We've been hearing quinoa bites works well in this.
Okay, so we've had
Awesome.
some people that have made quinoa bites in the snack bar maker. Didn't have success.
Uh-huh.
Other people out there are saying that it works really well.
Yep.
We find that the heating up of the sugar is a great way to ensure,
Heat up that honey.
that it'll stick together really well.
So for people who don't know, those are the toasted quinoa energy bites.
Nice work, Sandy. These
Yeah.
are great.
Are those pretty good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Okay.
So what's great is that you just put the lid on and store it. Mine are overflowing a little bit. It's okay.
So we had some people that were also coming up with some great ideas that they were actually making a little bit of a weird one, but Dog treats.
Dog treats.
Right?
I did see that.
So people are making dog treats in the snack bar maker
Yep.
because dogs need snacks too.
I guess so.
Not just us. I need a lot of snacks. But
I've heard, yeah.
so I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, perfect little shape for dog snacks.
When we were showing this to people, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, I want to make homemade soaps in this. So if you have people that are really into the DIY, crafty, homesteady kind of stuff,
Yeah.
cute little soap bars, I would say maybe have like your dog treat snack bar maker and then your human treat snack bar maker.
Keep them separate.
Keep them separate.
Silicone can retain some of that odor.
Sure. So if you like
especially if you're going
putting
in the oven.
dried livers in your granola bars, could be for a pretty bad surprise.
Yes.
Right?
I don't mean to jump to the question, but we did have one about retaining odors. And again, you could keep a separate one if you're doing something for your dogs, or soak it in baking soda and water just to make sure.
Now, Cindy wanted to know what kind of oats we were using.
Those are old-fashioned oats.
Okay, so you don't have to use instant oats?
Nope.
No,
Those are
just
just
old-fashioned
old-fashioned
oats. And then they kind of soften up as well, like as they hang out for a little bit. So, yeah, these are really, really great.
Yeah, and again, we'll show you at the end the other resources we have and the other recipes, because they're not all just granola bars.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different
really fun
recipes.
treats.
And we know that you all are so creative. Every time that we launch a new product, we spend a lot of time writing these recipes, coming up with great ideas, and then we give it to our consultants. We're just blown away by all the like really cool
fun
stuff
ways to bring it to
that
life.
you all are doing. So we love that you're sharing. You love that giving your ideas, because that's how all of this works, right?
Yeah.
We all learn together and see some amazing
Comes to
stuff.
life.
I love it. I love it. All right, so
Your turn.
breakfast sandwich maker.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
Okay.
All right, so love this thing. First of all, why did we launch the breakfast sandwich maker? Well, the really simple answer is that we want to have fewer and fewer people going through the drive-thru for breakfast every morning, right? This is a great way to have a fresh breakfast, a hot breakfast, in a way that, you know, you don't have to feel guilty about going through the drive-thru, and less time than it takes to sit in that drive-thru line,
How
right?
many people or how many customers say to you, I don't have time for breakfast? Well, you can say, well, do you have 2 minutes?
Right.
Because 2 minutes is
takes
really nothing.
No time at
Yeah.
all. It's really amazing. In fact, here's a really fun statistic I just found out yesterday, because we were talking about eggs. And the fact is that on average, one person eats 275.2 eggs a year. So they're scrambling one egg and draining out 0.2 of one egg.
Exactly.
But also they eat the other 207. That's a lot of eggs. And the reason is, it's actually growing. That's larger than it was in 2016, larger than it was in 2015. It keeps rising. Because it's a great source of energy, great source of protein, right?
Cheap.
It's cheap,
Easy,
and
portable.
it's easy. So we really love our egg sandwich maker. And we're going to do a little demo right now. This
Nice.
one,
Which one are you making?
going classic.
Classic.
Yeah, going really classic. So, first things first, you just spray with a little bit of oil. You can use some melted butter if you're like feeling really fancy, but on a Monday through Friday, maybe I'm not going to feel that fancy. I just want to put
give it a spray.
food in my belly.
Yep.
So, first things first. By the way, I know we've talked about this a lot. Whenever you crack an egg, always crack it on a solid surface, on a flat surface. I told Laura this one time, and she was like, her mind was blown. Laura is our social media guru. And yeah.
So you don't knock the shells into the egg.
Yes, so crucial.
Yeah.
The other really important and thing to remember, and you'll see, actually I have two here because I wanted to make sure it was super clear, is that you have to crack the yolk whenever you are cooking an egg whole. Now, I brought a fork into our
I got you.
fake kitchen. I have no idea where it went. Here it is. Sorry, this is our test kitchen at Pampered Chef. So, super important to crack the yolk, or as we say here, poke the yolk.
Poke the yolk.
Poke the yolk, or poka the yoka, if you're, early in the morning. If you've made, 30 egg sandwiches in a long day. So, first things first, poke the yolk. Super crucial. Then you've got your cooked meat. Right, so this one is Canadian bacon because super classic, and you use the deeper of the two first. That's because it'll save plenty of room for your little bread on top. And then, do you want to microwave this for me?
Sure.
30 seconds.
Gotcha.
30 seconds, and then we're gonna put in the bread, and we have after 1 minute, we have our egg sandwich. So easy, so simple. This is the kind of thing that, you tell your customers, you can have a hot, really great, wonderful breakfast that you know what you put into it in 2 minutes?
Yeah, and I love
So
how the
great.
bread gets so nice and steamed.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you microwave bread, it can get a little
Chewy?
chewy.
A little chewy? No, but these are so nice because they get nice and steamed, and that they feel really soft whenever you cook it. But you don't just have to use English muffins, right? You can use any kind of tortilla. You can use little sandwich thins. You'll see in the recipes that we put out for the breakfast sandwich maker that we have a lot of different recipes, and the whole purpose was to show the versatility, right?
The different meats, the different breads, the different cheese.
Absolutely.
You can even make a salsa on the side. So we created 7 different breakfast sandwiches to sort of say 7 days of the week you have different.
So we had a question. Why poke the yolk?
Oh, yes.
One, it's super fun to say, so why not do it anyway? The second thing is that little tiny yolk makes an incredibly good seal, right? So if you put it in the microwave without poking it, it can start to expand in the microwave, and you'll hear like this pop, pop, pop. Which is not ideal. And so make sure, that's why we put it on here in every single time, so that you poke the yolk and that it doesn't start popping in your microwave. Yep. Those little eggs they're really pretty powerful
things. And you can
things.
go ahead and just whisk it in there too. We have a few recipes
Right.
where it's sort of the egg
Totally
has a
just scramble, yeah.
Add some rub.
I like mine with just a kind of over medium. So
Really? I like to poke.
So it's not going to be fully cooked right now because we still have to give it another 30 seconds, right? So another 30 whole seconds before breakfast is ready.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh,
So
Sandy,
annoying.
hurry. All right, so after 30 more seconds, you have this great breakfast sandwich, and it can be a breakfast taco, it can be a breakfast bagel. Those little mini bagels are perfect for this.
How about egg whites?
Yes, you can absolutely, and I know you keep telling me I can absolutely do egg whites.
Yes.
But we also have, I love that recipe with the fresh vegetables and the egg whites. It's so
if you
good.
don't want to put meat in the meat tray, you can go ahead and put some spinach, maybe some little really vegetables that cooked very quickly. Mushrooms, things that you can just kind of steam in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so some nice shaved vegetables are really good in there, some peppers and things like that. It's just a great way to kind of add a bright, fresh, beautiful breakfast, or if you did some like taco nights the night before, you want to have like some leftover, fajita veggies, that's always super good.
That's a cool idea.
Then here we are, we're ready to go. So then all you have to do is build your little Sammy. So I've got some pepper jack cheese because it's what I wanted when I went to the store this morning. So then you have your bread here.
So when you mentioned the meat, you mentioned that it has to be pre-cooked meats.
Yes.
So you don't want to put raw bacon in there.
No, but,
not
thankfully there's all kinds of pre-cooked meats out there. So now after the 30 seconds, the egg is cooked. Or you can, kind of cook it ahead of time yourself. And then I would just let it wait for like a, few seconds because the cheese will get all nice and soft and melty. And it's really delicious. And, of course, you can use any kind of cheese. And this is the thing I love about it. You can make it any way you want.
Every day you can have something different.
Right? You don't have to, listen to those only 4 options that you have at your fast food restaurant, at your local
coffee shop.
You have all of the options that you can find in the grocery store, that you can find at your farmer's market, or if you're raising chickens out in your backyard, like my neighbor is. I'm serious. My neighbor
was too.
Yeah,
That's so
have
funny.
chickens in the backyard. So great for your breakfast sandwich, but you're not limited to just what people are, selling you at your restaurant.
Yep.
You
So
can
we've
make it
tried
yourself.
tortillas, those little sandwich thins.
Totally reminds
there's
me.
your tortillas,
So someone was asking us earlier, because we have a recipe for flour tortillas, but they like corn tortillas, which I get it, they're delicious. But with the flour ones, we have you fold it ahead of time, right? Because they're kind of bigger whenever you put it in. Yeah. If you're using corn, get these small ones because they fit right in here pretty flat. And so you don't have to fold it ahead of time. These are like those little street style tacos.
Yep.
Those are really good. So use these if you're using corn tortillas, because otherwise they kind of shred on you whenever you like fold them up.
Yep.
It's not ideal.
Same, yeah.
That's because they don't have gluten in them. And
There's
you
like
know,
no structure.
Yeah, there's no structure, right? So there's no like chewiness and softness. Ugh, I want to eat that so bad.
Go for
But
it.
we know that we have questions.
Yes.
And we have
Any more
answers.
questions?
Let's see, is there anything else that I forgot here to go over?
I don't think
This
there's one other
thing-
thing that I'll show, but let's
Yeah.
see what our...
This thing is so simple and so easy.
Nice.
Yeah, so
For the snack bar maker, someone was wondering, can you use instant oats?
yes.
Yeah, they're just a little bit more finer, the instant oats.
Yeah,
Right?
they're a little, basically, instant oats, they're kind of like pulverized a little bit.
Oh, that's fine.
Totally fine to use instant oats.
I think
Works
it'll
really
hold the whole mixture together just fine.
Yeah.
On to the breakfast sandwich maker. Can
All right.
you use non-fatty meat like turkey bacon?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean,
Check out our recipes. I think we have one or two with turkey bacon. Even
Right.
the veggie crumbles with
Oh,
turkey
right.
sausage you can
Yes.
use too. Mm-hmm.
like vegetable protein mixtures and things
Sure.
like that. Yeah, absolutely.
floats your boat.
You can use egg substitutes in there as well. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're like trying to stay away from like whole eggs, you can use egg beaters and things like that. You can put those in there, and those work perfectly well.
Someone else is wondering, can you make the same things we do in the ceramic egg cooker except double the recipe?
All right, so we actually, we've gotten this question before. There's a couple of things that I prefer using the microwave egg cooker for.
Ceramic egg cooker,
Ceramic egg cooker. And for oatmeal, I like using that because the way that it's shaped, it kind of comes up and it doesn't boil over quite as much. Now, if you're doing instant oats in here, totally fine because they cook really, or like you use those microwave oatmeal
packets,
then it's totally fine. But if you're using just like rolled oats, it'll boil over in this because that's just not what it's designed for.
Yep.
So I like those. But if you're doing like the chocolate cake recipe, if you double that recipe, it would be really good, totally great in this. And sometimes you just want 2 chocolate cakes,
Oh, God.
you know? And it's fine.
And share it with somebody.
And share
right?
it
Yeah.
with the people
Share
you
it with
love.
the friend.
Do the veggies need to be cooked at all before you add it or just raw?
It depends on the veggies that you
Mhm.
use. If you're using something like spinach or mushrooms, that's fine. But I would say maybe a bell pepper could take a little bit more cooking.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do a lot of that stuff. Like, I mean, I don't need a whole bell pepper in an egg sandwich, so I'll just maybe cut one up and microwave it for a couple of days. That way I have dice it up and cook them, and then I have some for a couple of days. And it's really
That's
simple.
a good idea. Then
Yeah.
portion them out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really simple.
Yeah.
Final question, any ideas for those who can't have eggs?
So for the people that can't have eggs, I will say that this is really designed to be the perfect thing for your egg sandwiches, right? And I would say that, if you can't have eggs, we have a ton of other products for them, right? We have our great snack bar maker that they can make really great things for their breakfasts, but it was designed so perfectly for that. Our ceramic egg cooker is also perfect if you're someone that loves oats in the morning and grits in the
I love it
morning
for
and things
oatmeal.
like that.
Yep.
It's perfect for oatmeal, so I would steer them toward our ceramic egg cooker for things like that. Because they don't, necessarily,
Maybe not be for them. We just got one
Right.
more question about grits. We actually
Right.
have not tried grits.
Yeah,
And
but
before.
I know ceramic egg cooker would be great for that if you have
Yeah.
those instant grits, like the packets that you buy.
Yeah.
Totally great
Have not tried
for
it on
that.
this
So
guy.
we haven't tested it in this one though.
Yeah.
But it's a great question. So,
Ready for resources, you think?
all right. So if you are joining us a little late in the game, we're gonna have this available for you to watch later. But also, just kind of tell you what's going on. We have gone over our great new summer products. We have our snack bar maker. We have our breakfast sandwich maker. Oh, it's so good. And we want to make sure that you have and your customers have the best summer ever. So we've gone over a lot of great tips, a lot of great things to remember. So make sure that you pass this along to your team. And so that they can hear it. So the last thing that we wanted to do was show you the resources. Where are all the marketing materials?
Yeah.
And Sandy,
What are all the things that are going to get you ready to go. So here is the product page for the snack bar maker set. And if you scroll down here and just go to the selling tips, you're going to see the features and benefits and advantages, the say this statements, and even some cross sells. So There's a lot of really useful information on this page. Recipes to use, and then of course, party pack, best summer ever. Both of these products are featured in those 2 party packs for virtual and in person. Okay, let's also go to Consultants Corner so I can show you where the videos are. So I'm just gonna go to full site. I'm gonna go to training and resources, and then I'm going to go to product training, and then I'm gonna go to new videos so that you can go ahead and check out. We got video here, and then the snack bar maker down here. So please make sure to check those out. And then we also have a few brand new recipe ebooks, both for the breakfast sandwich maker and for the snack bar maker. So it's under marketing imagery and the party packs, and then exclusive content. It's under, best summer ever for the party pack. And if you look here, we have a few different ebooks. I love this photo right here because it really shows all the varieties. This is something great to share with your customers in your virtual or in-person shows. And just a reminder to get access to the virtual party packs, make sure that you take party experience training, because look at how amazing this is. Just such a great thing to share out and show the versatility instead of just sending each individual recipe out one by one. This one's actually my favorite, the milk and cereal. Fun to customize, it's a little bit cute for kids. So I hope that little walkthrough was helpful, and you can get all the resources that you need.
Right, so thank you all so much for joining us.
Their homework assignment.
We have one more thing
your
that we
assignment.
are so glad you stuck around and so glad that Sandy remembered.
So Tim mentioned before that we love seeing all that your ideas and all your recipes. So here's what we want you to do. Post fun recipes for the Snack Bar Maker and Breakfast Sandwich Maker on Instagram and your social channels at #HowIPamperedChef. And when Tim and I go live for our regular Facebook Live page to our consumer page, we are going to feature some of our very favorite recipes and tips, give you a shout out, and just a way to share all your great ideas. So please share. We want to know what you're doing with these products, whether they're pet food treats, soaps, or whatever.
Delicious like white chocolate and blueberry granola bars. I mean, that sounds so good.
What are your favorites? Even share when you make our recipes too. We just want to know what you're doing out there, and then we'll give you a shout
out. And #HowIPamperedChef. We cannot wait to see everything that you all come up with. It's always so much fun. Well, thank you all so much for watching. And again, if you have any more questions, we are here to support you and make sure that you have all the information you need. So keep them coming, and we are so happy that you all are joining us. But we wanted to remember that you #HowIPamperedChef, right? So in case I didn't say that before.
Share those ideas, and we hope this was helpful and that you got some of your questions answered and got some little insider tips from us.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great summer.